Hello, everyone, and welcome to Techyries. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Oh man, it was a really busy week, guys, with everything from the Summer's Game Fest to the Steam Next Fest. We were we were fucking busy. It
We're hopping. We were hopping.
was a crazy week, but we hope you all in chat are doing fantastic. Hello, Latin, who's come to see the tech, which is a good thing because we have some stuff coming. But guys, I'm Morgan, and this is my beautiful co-host KP.
That's right. Hi, guys. That's right. And we're going to recap some of the events that happened. So strap in because Morgan is going to hit play on a shit ton of packages, and we're excited for it. Yeah. So let's start off with a look at the Summer Game Fest.
Yeah, here we go.
It was a 2-hour extravaganza, and it didn't disappoint with a ton of game updates, new reveals, and a few surprises.
For Resident Evil. It is the next installment in the franchise. Resident Evil Requiem is the 9th title in the series. You'll need to prepare to escape death in a heart-stopping experience that will chill you to your core. This game will have technological advancements combined with the development team's depth of experience combined in a story with rich characters and gameplay. This game is the new era of survival horror and is expected to drop on February 27th, 2026.
Let's switch gears now to a video game that's coming back. Scott Pilgrim and Ramona Flowers, along with others, are making a return in this brand new brawling adventure across space, time, and the streets of Toronto. 3 rival gangs, the Vegans, the Robots, and the Demons, have taken over the streets. In this game, Scott Pilgrim's bandmates are abducted by the shadowy forces. You'll get to try out 7 playable characters, a brand new adventure, 4-player co-op mayhem, and power-ups. Get ready to jump into this new brawling adventure when Scott Pilgrim EX drops in 2026.
Or maybe you're looking for an adventure where you and your chosen partners explore a vast world. This is Code Vein 2, where revenants transform monsters into horrors. You play as a revenant hunter. You'll travel to the past with a girl called Lou, who possesses the power to manipulate time. Code Vein 2 will dive into adrenaline-fueled battles where reading enemy moves and mastering your arsenal are key to survival. You'll drain and acquire blood from enemies to unleash a variety of skills. There will also be a new build system where you can freely customize weapons and skills to suit your own battle styles. Code Vein 2 doesn't have a release date yet, but you can wishlist it now on Steam.
But if a single player isn't your style, maybe this MMORPG shooter will grab your attention. This is the Cube. It's a giant levitating cube with rotating rows and edges set in the Atomic Heart universe. Hidden within is an unknown equation capable of altering the laws of reality. So if you're ready for a world full of memorable characters, diverse biomes, and tons of enemies, including powerful bosses, then wishlist the Cube. A release date is still in the works.
Speaking of working with a friend, why not check out the latest LEGO game, LEGO Voyagers? You and a friend will make it their mission to rescue an abandoned spaceship as they embark on a journey beyond their wildest dreams. You'll experience what it feels like to be a LEGO brick as you tumble, jump, snap together, and build your way through rich brick worlds. As you play with your friend, you can invite them to join your adventure for free with the Friends Pack. Just one of you needs to own the LEGO Voyagers in order for both of you to play together. So if this sounds like a game you and your best friend want to explore, then wishlist LEGO Voyagers today on Steam. A planned release date is yet to be announced.
From teamwork to battling your way through a psychedelic Western nightmare to reclaim the memories of your people. Blighted is an action RPG from the creators of Guacamelee and Nobody Saves the World. You'll absorb the brains of the defeated bosses to gain their memories and become more powerful and blighted. You'll also unlock deep secrets of the vibrant psychedelic landscapes and meet bizarre creatures of the world. And you won't have to do this alone. You can play through the adventure with a friend via drop-in, drop-out co-op multiplayer. So get ready to harness the power of the deadly reality-altering Blight when Blighted releases sometime in 2026.
Or maybe you want to jump in the driver's seat. In Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, you'll race across the land, sea, air, space, and time. Warp through travel rings into new dimensions where something new awaits around every twist and turn. But there will be some guest characters that will make their appearance in the game. From Shinkansen Henki Robo, Shinkaien's Hatsune Miku will be joining the crew. From Yakuza, Ichiban Kasuga will take the wheel and try his hand against the Sonic team. The main protagonist of Persona 5, Joker, will be another character to jump into Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. And lastly, they revealed Minecraft is also joining the Sonic Racing family. You'll get to choose between Steve, Alex, or a Creeper as you rev your engine in your minecart-looking car. So on your mark, get set, go! Sonic Racing Cross Worlds crosses the finish line on September 25th, and pre-purchases are available now with a standard and digital deluxe edition.
And we want to know, what was your favorite part of the Summer Game Fest? Let us know in the comments below.
All right, everybody, that is your look at the Summer Games Fest. It's just a recap. There is so much more, but we couldn't cover everything. But I do want to let everyone
It would
know.
be like 10 hours of just
Oh my
us
God,
covering if we did that.
so much. But we will be, for all of these that you see, like us, like basically giving you a look at like some of the games that really stood out to us. We're gonna be spotlighting and even reviewing, if they have demos, a lot of the other ones. So make sure you stay tuned to our YouTube, because there's gonna be so much content. The Summer Games Fest as well as Steam Next Fest is gonna keep us busy for like all summer.
Happy Father's Day. I'll just pop in, gonna be leaving soon. No problem, Ram. Thank you for dropping by, and
Yeah,
tell your
thanks for
dad
stopping
Happy
by.
Father's Day from us.
Yeah. So out of the Summer Game Fest, a couple of the ones that are really interesting to me, I'm gonna be honest, I'm really intrigued by the cube. I think it's visually really stunning. I think the environments are really, really pretty. And so I'm really curious to dive into that and to see what the game is like. And honestly, I didn't think I'd be saying this, but I'm really interested in Sonic Cross Worlds.
It's because of Joker, right? No, it's because of the Minecraft craft stuff, right?
100%. Yep. It's totally not because of Hatsune Miku, you know.
I knew it. No, Blighted has me really intrigued, and we were talking a little bit as our piece was playing and everything, and I was telling Morgan that it reminds me of Spiritborn from Diablo, because Spiritborn
I could totally see that.
call or summon upon spirits to help you when you fight, and that's kind of like what's happening with Blighted, except the difference is you become blighted, so it's kind of like it could be good or bad. It depends on how you use it. But I love that they're doing a drop in, drop out feature with it. So if you don't have to feel like, oh, I can't play with you, but you then get 50 million pieces ahead of somebody else, and then it's like awkward. So that one looks really good. And then Code Vein 2 looks really good. I think that one will be an interesting one to see the concept behind it, because it's not blood related, even though you have to take their blood in a way.
Yeah.
Like it was like, take their blood. I'm like, but it's not blood. Their blood. So that one was really fascinating. And then the other one that I pointed out that I just think is adorable is Lego Voyagers.
That one is
The fact that
cute.
they are doing a game like a friend pass with it just adds to the appeal to it, because I think that's going to be very viable for people,
I was gonna
especially
say, I
when
think it's gonna be a big boost to the Lego game franchise as well.
yeah. Yeah. Well, and just in general, like we're seeing these video games coming out, and a lot of us don't know what the prices are going to be yet,
Right.
because
Right.
they're still kind of figuring out when do they start it. So that's kind of interesting too. So I think that's why I'm like, oh, that one's kind of cool, because like Morgan and I could play it as long as, one of us has it. So like that's a great thing.
Yeah.
But it wasn't just about video games during the Summer Game Fest. It actually kickstarted earlier with a big one. And Morgan, you have a little bit more on the state of Unreal and the Unreal Engine 6.5 that you want to unveil to us.
Oh my God, do I? Y'all, I just want to say now that there is multiple videos I made for this. You're gonna see 2 of them today. Another one you'll be able to catch on our YouTube later tonight. Um, but yo, I just want to give you a heads up before I even hit play on this. Watch out, you're gonna get a nerd boner because I got a nerd boner. Just saying. All right. This is fantastic. I'm really excited about this, but let's go ahead. I'm not gonna keep talking about it. I'm just gonna let you see it. So I'm gonna shut up and hit play. Epic's State of Unreal started strong on June 3rd from Orlando, Florida, with the Witcher 4 tech demo. The demo highlighted CD Projekt Red's collaboration with Epic Games, which gave us an awesome cinematic look at The Witcher 4, followed by a full presentation of Ciri navigating the bustling market of Valdrest. The demo ran at 60 frames per second with ray tracing on a base PlayStation 5, which showcased the power of the latest version of Unreal Engine 5.6. We also were introduced to nanite foliage, which is available in its experimental stage with Unreal Engine 5.6. So what is nanite foliage? It's Unreal Engine's use of their nanite virtualized geometry for foliage. These are static meshes that build up plants, trees, and other similar assets in gaming. One of the exciting things about nanite is that it gives you a new approach to rendering geometry that allows for incredibly high detail without tanking performance. And with the experimental Fast Geometry streaming plugin, you can have a greater amount of set static geometry in gaming worlds that can load faster with constant frame rates. Also, as part of Unreal Engine 5.6 is the biggest update yet to their in-editor animation toolset that enables you to animate with greater speed, precision, detail, and control. We saw this with Ciri and her steed Kelpie, with how the mounting works and even the detailing of Kelpie when she is moving. Another huge feature that will be embedded into Unreal Engine is the new MetaHuman creator. The updated MetaHuman 5.6 enhancements allow for detailed customization of both faces and bodies. Within MetaHuman, you can now customize your 3D models to extreme finite detail. When scaling your model's body, the attire of your model will auto-scale with it, making for a more streamlined process. MetaHuman and Unreal Engine 5 was used not only in the Amazon Prime show Secret Level, but also in the new film Predator Killer of Killers, which was released on Hulu on June 6th. And during the MetaHuman tech demo, we got a special look into a one-shot animated scene from Predator Killer of Killers. And let's just say, it looks sick. But speaking of things that were sick, Unreal Engine and MetaHuman Creator and Animator can be used to create highly realistic digital humanoid characters with the ability to perform with real-time facial animation and motion capture. We were introduced to one such character during the tech demo called Blue. The voice and capture artist behind Blue was just feet away from the host, performing live in front of a consumer-based webcam with no mocap suit. This is an insane evolution not only for video game developers, but filmmakers, YouTubers, and the like. As for the other Unreal Engine 5.6 features, we have the Lumen hardware ray tracing mode that delivers even greater performance on current generation hardware. These low-level optimizations ensure faster, more efficient rendering, bringing high-end visual fidelity and scalability that now matches the frame rate budget of the software ray tracing mode. We're getting virtual shadow maps optimizations, which means virtual shadow maps in Unreal Engine 5.6 improvements on the shadow performance and memory usage. Now in beta is the Unreal Engine 5.6 first-person rendering. This rendering method prevents players' hands and weapons from clipping into world objects and includes a separate field of view. This means devs can specify a field of view for players' hands and weapons that differs from the rest of the world. Now, there is also the Petsball Poke, GPU Profiler 2.0, and so many more features available in Unreal Engine 5.6. Definitely take a look at the Unreal Engine 5.6 release notes to learn all about them. Now, this was only a quick overview of what was covered at Epic Games State of Unreal during the Unreal Orlando Fest. If this has your interest piqued, definitely check out the Unreal Engine website for even more in-depth looks at what we covered in this video. Make sure to stay tuned for more Unreal Engine and Epic Games innovations by subscribing to our channel. What excited you the most about the 2025 State of Unreal? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. All right, everybody, that was just one look at what we got from the State of Unreal, which encompasses, our tech demo of The Witcher 4 to new features coming to the Unreal Engine 5.6, as well as the MetaHuman stuff being integrated into the Unreal Engine, which is going to be awesome. And see, thank you, Latin. Latin says in Twitch chat that their boner is unreal right now, and Thank you. It's so good. Like, the stuff that we got was phenomenal. Like, ah!
I will say though, it is really interesting to see the evolution of Unreal because many of us have seen
Yes.
it from the beginning and to where it is now. And I love the fact that now they are thinking beyond the basics. Like we started off with the basics and everything, and we are now thinking about processing in the sense of like just the tiniest little things. The
Mhm.
tiniest little like mesh poly or polygram poly what are they called? Poly Oh my god.
Oh,
They're
now
like
now
little
you have me screwed up.
they're like little mesh poly
Yeah, the
like
like the polygraph maybe?
yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah,
n
just having those sorry guys, my brain just went, "I got
the
this, I
nanite
don't got
you're
this."
looking for the nanite technology. Just call it that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying like they're all part of these little mesh, like poly like graphs that are on the actual, you know, like world that we're seeing, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, brain's like, "No, you don't wanna do this. Try again."
You have your thoughts, screw your thoughts.
That's right. Words are hard.
Um,
But I love the fact that they are actually thinking about this now. Before it was thinking about the broader picture, like how do we make the world itself in a broad stance look good, your
yeah,
character look, things that you pick up. Now we're thinking smaller and how that affects your processing, how that affects your game, your GPU usage, like all of
absolutely.
these little things. And I think that is so smart on their end. And you can tell that they have come such a long way that even like if you were to compare Unity to what they're bringing out now, I feel like they have been trying to push themselves beyond what Unity has been bringing to the table.
Mhm.
And it kind of makes Unity kind of look a little, sluggish. But I eventually think Unity will catch up. It's just,
Yeah.
everybody's got to do their terms on their timeline, right? And so it is very fascinating. But what I love is that not only did they show the metahuman and it's incorporated with Unreal, but it brings a whole new level to those people who are VTubers who
That
love
that
that
was a
simple
big thing. It's like not only does the whole stuff with MetaHuman is it amazing, especially with the capturing, the fact that we can now capture without having to do mocap suits and everything else from a consumer webcam through MetaHuman and the um I believe is the I said there was the Unreal Engine uh animator, I believe it was. The
season.
fact that we can capture that for not only games that we're using in movies, as I stated, that Predator Killer versus Killer of Killer, sorry, was done with that. By the way, you can watch the review, and I do talk about the whole setup of them and how they used the Unreal Engine for Predator Killer Killers over the One Piece podcast. Sorry for the plug. Um, but I plugged us really hard last
All during
show.
podcast.
I plugged us really hard last show on Wannabe, so I was like, I can slip one in there. No, but we're also getting. And when I looked at the first thought, I was like, for you, Ramp, you're a VTuber, and I was like, this is gonna be unreal tech to like see a crazy evolution for people who do VTubing. Like shit, I might finally go make a VTube avatar. Like
I know I
I
thought the
have
same.
thought many times about putting um a goal to like have me create a VTube avatar that I'll use. And I know that I want it to be like a cute like elf look and everything, and I could make one that looks really good. And the fact that you can have like the animation that has and it's tracking you, that just is going to take VTubing to the next level.
Yeah. I even said to Morgan, I said, "Man, I think I might want to be a VTuber now." I mean, I've thought about it. Like I have used things like it's Face Rig. I've used Face Rig before and
Mm,
everything, but it just doesn't work the same as what we're seeing with this. Because Face Rig also uses your webcam, but then it maps out your face. But you can get issues where as you're moving, like maybe you move a certain way and the light doesn't reflect off your face properly, and then it gets stuck. I feel like with this, it might be able to process it faster and it might even be
true.
using like all this stuff with like AI in it too to help with the fact of like, oh, if you move and like you lose a part of your face, maybe it can AI that back in because it knows it like reads your face
It's
and it
already
knows.
tracked and read your face, so it can already
Right,
predict what you might be looking like. Especially if it's already
right,
seeing half of your face. I think there's some
Right.
really, really exciting technology in here that isn't going to go against like people's like the strong opinions that a lot of people have about AI. Like this is the type of AI that you're going to see in these things where it's more this is being built up by the company. It's not generative AI and it's just going to be an AI that learns you and works with you. So I think that's really, really cool. Hello,
Yeah.
Feisty.
So, but the other thing that I want to point out that you also brought up is the fact that Unreal is also getting people a little better acquainted with building out games, right?
Yes.
Because you want to build a game,
Mm-hmm.
and I eventually want to build a game. But sometimes it's really difficult when you don't know or understand A, how the program works, or maybe even the coding language.
Yes.
Because coding language is not easy to learn. And so Unreal is trying to help everybody out, even if it means that you might have to dig a little deeper into Fortnite.
Yes, and this bit's actually really cool. So there was a whole Fortnite section because obviously it's a very big IP for Epic Games, but there is a whole part of that that we're gonna go ahead and take and show you guys now, and you can really take a look at and understand what KP's nodding towards and talking about. So here, guys, let me go ahead and take this next package for you, and you can see what she's talking about. During the State of Unreal, we learned more about the UEFN, which stands for Unreal Editor for Fortnite. That was launched just over 2 years ago. Players have spent over 11.2 billion hours across 260,000 live creator made islands, which has resulted in 722 million paid out to third party creators. As Epic continues to expand the tools and the IP that are available to their creators, they will now be able to build LEGO experiences brick by brick using the LEGO Brick Editor starting June 17th. Exciting new IPs are also coming to the Unreal Editor for Fortnite, with Squid Game coming June 27th that will have puzzles, survival, social play, deception, and betrayal. It will then be followed by Avatar: The Last Airbender, where you'll be able to warp reality in Fortnite Battle Royale next year. The last mentioned IP was Star Wars. Fortnite Galactic Battle may be coming to an end, but that doesn't mean the Star Wars fun in Fortnite is over. With more info coming soon, Fortnite plans to take players to a galaxy far, far away using official Star Wars features, templates, and assets when they land within the Unreal Editor for Fortnite. But that's not all. We also got the introduction for Fortnite's Persona device that enables creators to design AI-powered NPCs with distinct personalities and behaviors. Creators will be able to select the type of voice and delivery style they want for their NPCs as well as their characteristics. But they're taking it a step further. Creators will not only be able to drive the NPC behavior and dialogue, but also drive the core game itself, bringing new and dynamic player experiences within Fortnite. Take a look at the NPC Mr. Buttons that they showcased.
Hello there. I am Mr. Buttons, purveyor of cosmic curiosities and insatiable conversationalist. What brings you to this spectacular catwalk, my friend? Perhaps a yearning for the unknown.
What is this place?
This, my friend, is a cargo room. But not just any cargo room, oh no. It's a portal to possibilities. A stage for the unexpected, though a bit dusty if I am honest.
What does the button do?
The million-dollar question. What doesn't it do? It's a gateway to glory, a ticket to transformation, a symphony of, well, you get the idea. It does things.
What about those signs that say do not press button?
Signs, you say? Sigils. Mere suggestions from those who lack imagination. After all, rules are made to be gently nudged aside. Wouldn't you agree?
They also showed off the Epic Developer Assistant, which is an AI tool that's currently in beta on the Epic Developer community and will improve creators' productivity. Specifically, this AI-powered assistant will help you write verse code for your UEFN projects. It also provides answers, snippets, workflow guidance, and speeds up the Fortnite Island development process. Now, there is a new foundational layer and update coming to the Unreal Editor for Fortnite, and that's called Scene Graph. Scene Graph Beta launches on June 7th and unifies editor and runtime views, making all scene elements accessible through the verse code. In the editor, it organizes entities in a tiered fashion for fast and flexible world building. This turns repeat items into prefabs for easier management. At runtime, the verse code can modify the scene vigorously by moving platforms to changing properties on lights. Scene Graph is engineered from the ground up to power the future of the Unreal Editor for Fortnite. And lastly, the beta version of General Physics will be released to the Unreal Editor in Q3 of 2025. This enables you to publish Fortnite islands built with this feature. You can get started now by exploring the experimental version to unlock emergent, physics-driven gameplay for genres like sports and puzzle games. Are you an Unreal Editor user? If so, what is your favorite new feature that was announced during the State of Unreal? All right, everybody, what do you think of the Unreal Editor for Fortnite? I'm really intrigued by a lot of it, and honestly, I might want to go make some Fortnite islands, even though I have no interest in Fortnite. The editor has made me a little more interested than I was before.
I think what's really cool about it is we have all of these. So Fortnite is a huge, I know there's people that are older too playing the game. Don't think I
Yes.
don't, but I know this is a huge place for kids who are teenagers, pre-teenagers. They're getting in there, they're jumping in, they're playing the game, they're having a good time, they're playing with their friends, right? But I think this is a great way to intrigue kids into learning how to create stuff and learning like a coding language or learning how to make a video game and stuff like that to get them interested in being in STEM programs. I mean, that
Yeah.
has been something that we have had an issue with, is that we just don't have enough kids wanting to jump into STEM. And so I think this is so super smart of them to do. And heck, I think it's just super smart in general, even for us people who are like older and maybe we're out of school and we have jobs and we're like, we just want to learn a different hobby, right? Like, I want to
Mm-hmm.
learn something. I'm always constantly wanting to learn. That's why I'm in school still. But like, to me, like, that's a great thing. Like, I can see you, Morgan, going in and being like, I just want to learn how to do like what the one girl did with the banana, right? In the maze. Like, I just want to put this into AI and tell it what I want and see how it does it. And then when I run it, I want to see how it works and have
Sure.
that understanding of just like how the process actually works together. And then from there, take it to the next level for yourself. So I think there's a lot of really good nuances that they're adding. And they're very smart people. They're a very smart company. To make this free and to keep constantly adding assets every month for people to dive in and grab and everything
Mm-hmm.
else is so smart
And on top of
on
that,
their
there
end.
is paid assets that aren't only from them, but from creators like you and I, who go in and they
Yeah.
create their own assets and they can sell their assets for however cheap or expensive they want. And so there's a
Yep.
lot of it's a beautiful thing to really see. And I love, like, as much as like Epic Games has had some flack in the past, like there is the whole model around like the Unreal Engine is phenomenal, and I love it. I'm intrigued by it. I have my Fab account. I definitely get assets when I can and when I think about it. And
Hmm.
it's something that I'm going to be focusing even more on because I think we were originally using like things like Unity and Blender to work
Hmm.
on my game that I'm working on with my friend Michael. And I definitely want to, because we're so early on, I want to make the pivot, I think, to Unreal Engine because of how much ahead it's now seemingly to get comparatively to those two.
Well, you know where I'm at if you need me.
Got it.
All right,
We'll talk
but you
soon.
guys, it I know we will. All right, guys, but you guys know it wasn't just about the Unreal Engine. All of a sudden, out of the blue, Sony says we're going to hold a state of play. And so I dove into what was shown and some of the big highlights from what was shown during the state of play. And all Morgan has to do is hit play.
Before I hit play,
Okay.
I just want to give a shout out to Latin and to Ramp, who was like actively chatting with me about the state of play in our Discord server. That was fun. Anyway, I'm gonna hit play now.
This year's Sony State of Play was a big year for the company as they celebrate 30 years of PlayStation. To kick off the event, gamers dove right into the action attention with the first trailer of the show, Lumen's Rise. It's a brand new iconic puzzle series featuring optional PlayStation Virtual Reality 2 compatibility. The game will have 30 flow state-inducing stages, including lush jungles, oceans, to more electronic frontiers like the streets of Tokyo and outer space. The game drops in fall 2025. After the trailer, Takashi Ishihara and Teisuta Mizuguchi, the game director and executive producer, opened the show. And while Takashi talked about the game helping you forget about your worries, your fears, in a synthetic sensory wonderland, that's when Teisuya looks over at Takashi and jokes saying, "You know, typical puzzle game stuff." But then they wrapped it up and the next trailer was another hard hitter on the list. Silent Hill F showed quite an intense trailer, which shows Shimizu Hinako's perilous journey as the high schooler's hometown is engulfed in fog, and the dangers within will have her fighting for her life. As a standalone spin-off, the game serves as an excellent introduction to the series. The game releases September 25th. Hirogami, an origami-inspired 3D action platform, will have you explore a beautiful but fragile origami world as Hiro. You'll embark on a mystical journey to save your fragile home from deadly digital invaders. Take on animal forms to traverse the landscape, solve puzzles, overcome enemies, and save the realm. This game releases September 3rd. Get ready to jump back into a classic, but this one has all new graphics and 3D audio that enhances the jungle atmosphere. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater will have you play as Snake as he faces his mission, the Cobra Unit. But it's not just about the story campaign. You'll also be able to dive into Snake vs. Monkey, which is also making its return when the game launches on PlayStation 5 on August 28th. In this visually rich ocean adventure role-playing game, you'll embody a puppet folk sailor seeking lost memories. You'll brave dynamic seas, battle strange monsters, build your fleet, bond with 300 plus companions, and shape the evolving pirate city of Ortopia through every choice you make. Get ready to form a specialized crew to answer any challenge that lies beyond the horizon when Sea of Remnants releases sometime in 2026. I hope you like your drink shaken, not stirred, especially if you're playing 007. You'll step into the shoes of young James Bond as you learn more about his origin story. Discover the events that led a young maverick to become the best MI6 agent and the world's most iconic spy when the game launches on PlayStation in 2026. Later in the summer, the developers plan to reveal more of the gameplay behind 007 First Light. PlayStation Studio, Arc System Works, and Marvel Games all joined forces to make the latest tag team fighting game, Marvel Dokkan Fighting Souls. You'll experience the Marvel Universe like never before with reimagined characters and stages, a heart-pounding soundtrack, intuitive gameplay mechanics, and jaw-dropping visuals.
You've seen tag fighters that have 2v2, 3v3. We felt like we just had to go 4v4. And in doing so, we found a lot of unique and fun ways to change up the gameplay that I think players are going to be very excited to see.
Get ready to find your favorite team of 4 and take on the enemies when Marvel Dokkan Fighting Souls launches in 2026. There are many games to look out for when they hit PlayStation, and even some older games that are joining the PlayStation Plus catalog. Joining the catalog is Deus Ex on June 17th, Twisted Metal 3 and 4 on July 15th, and later this summer, Resident Evil 2 and 3, Nemesis, will come to the PlayStation Plus Premium's Classic range. With all these new reveals, we want to know what game or games are you excited about checking out when they drop. Let us know in the comments below.
Alrighty, everybody. So, Ramp, you cannot wait for Tokon. Tokon looks really good. The Marvel's Tokon. We were actually just chit-chatting about it while the video was playing. I'm really looking.
Should I say what our chit chat was?
If you would like to. She was complaining, guys. No, I'm kidding.
I wasn't complaining. I just said when I was watching it, I was confused because I didn't understand. Because I was like, "Oh, okay, it's a fighting game, right?" And I was like, "Cool." And I'm like, "Why are they speaking Japanese? I don't understand." And then I was like, "Oh, I guess they're trying to make it more like this is the base that we want, and then we're going to tweak it so it's more Japanese-esque and less American. And I was like, okay, that makes more sense. But the 4-player thing makes sense to me. Like that 4-player tag team thing, and I was like, that's pretty cool. But also,
Mhm.
like, I can see myself being like, oh shoot, which who do I go to? I don't know.
I suck at those type of games, like Super Smash Bros. Oh my god, awful. I lose track of who I am, and I like feel like I'm
Well,
watching other
that's
people's
not what this is.
characters. I
It's not
know,
a Super Smash Bros.
no, I know, but like fighting games like this where it's like team based because you have like you all move
Yeah.
around the uh the environment and the arenas more. Like I always just kind of like feel like I screw it up, and I'm a button smasher. I smash so many buttons in those type of games, and I just smash and pray. I usually learn.
Smash and
I learned. I think it's like up. It's either up B or down B. I think in Smash Bros that helps you jump up and save yourself. I finally learned that one, whichever it is, and that's about the only move I know. And then the rest is just smashing and praying.
Morgan has a new move, guys. It's called Smash and Pray.
Yep, smash and pray.
I will
And
say though,
yeah.
Resident Evil. So I saw
Oh, I'm
Resident Evil
so
F.
excited.
So I saw Resident Evil F.
You
They
mean Silent Hill
showed
F?
like Silent Hill F. He said, I'm getting confused because Latin wrote, I'm ready for OG Resident Evil, and I'm like, that's not with them right now. Anyway, Silent Hill F. Sorry, thank you. So I saw it before they showed it in the state of play, and I sent it to you, Morgan, and I was like, this is gonna be crazy. And
Mhm.
then they just showed it during state of play, and I was like, it is crazy.
Honestly, like Silent Hill is always creepy, right? It is meant to be a proper horror game. But this Silent Hill F looks so intense, so creepy. It looks like we're diving into some really sick, like Japanese kind of like legends and horror to like pull into it, which I'm all for. Because if y'all have not ever dived into like the horror, like mythology and like supernatural stories of like just Japan and like honestly a lot of Asia, they're so fucking cool. And they get creepy. Like they don't care about not being creepy. And just like Ramp is saying, this has been in development for like 6+ years. I'm really excited. So I'm excited. I'm very excited to see how this is going to turn out. Am I going to play Silent Hill F? No. I would be so
We're
bad
gonna
at
watch
that
them
game.
play Silent Hill
But
F.
am I
Heck
going to
yeah.
enjoy sitting there watching somebody play? 100%.
That's right. I will say though, I think this is very smart on their move though, because this is a standalone. So let's
Yes.
say you're like you and I. Oh, well, I have never played a Silent Hill, right? You've never played a Silent Hill. And so the fact that this is a standalone and you can play it and not feel like you are lost or you don't know what's going on and you
Sure,
don't know
that's
any of
fair.
the backstory or any of that stuff is really great because it just helps gather new players, new gamers, right? Maybe
Absolutely.
they'll then go, "Oh man, there's other ones. I want to go try those ones out," and then they'll go play the old ones. So like super smart, super smart. Um, the other one that you and I were really excited about is Sea of Remnants.
Yes.
I love that you're a puppet folk. Like that. At first, when I saw it, I was like, "Are we mannequins?" Because that's weird.
You're fine with puppets, but not mannequins.
Well, mannequins are a little weird. Like, I'm like, what era are we going for? But puppet folk makes sense to me.
Do you have the mannequin fear that like Markiplier
No.
has?
No, my little brother
Sure.
does though.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he does not like
Oh
mannequins.
no.
No,
I've never understood that fear.
it's because they look like
They,
it's
they
like
look
they look
they look like
like
voidless humans.
yeah, and so you never know if like is it really something there or not there. And so like there's a lot of people that don't like mannequins actually, which
I
is
know
interesting.
it's a whole thing. It was one thing that I think I learned about it because of Markiplier, like
Mhm.
about that fear, and I thought it was really interesting. And then I feel like
So
it's only that just to like be on a random tangent. I feel like that fear was only heightened from like Doctor Who with the weeping angels, because then they stand still like a statue, but then you're
right.
like if you turn
Well,
away,
and then we
they
saw them
move.
in Dark Horror and in Dark
Yes,
Hours, remember?
yeah, we
And
did
I
see
was
him in
like,
Dark Hours.
Oh, I don't like these. Like that's kind of creepy to me, right? Like it's not like, oh my God, like I'm gonna go to bed and be like lights on all night, that kind of thing. But it was
But it
kind of
gives
like,
it gives you the
uh,
heebie-jeebies.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
But I can understand people like, and I think that's why they chose to go with puppet folk and not mannequins, because mannequin fear is a big thing.
Yeah,
Whereas like if you
that's
tell
fair.
somebody it's a puppet, like nobody's gonna be like,
Puppets are
oh,
kind of more kind of with like, oh, young puppet shows for kids, so it makes them
right.
feel a little less creepy.
But also too, like if you think about it, Pirates of the Caribbean, they called Emma Swan's character a puppet.
Hmm.
And so like it is a terminology that is used in the pirate realm of
Hmm.
things. So like it makes sense to say that. Um so I'm just really excited because I love the colors of it. The
Hmm.
colors are immaculate. I want to know like I want to know more about it because there are things that I've got questions about. Like, I know it is multiplayer, so I know that is a thing. But they also said that like you can get NPCs and stuff. So does that mean like we could get a crew and the crew could be like you and me and then all of these little NPCs that we find? Or is it only online people that we get to be in our crew? Like
Yeah, I'm
that's
not
those are the
sure,
things,
which is intriguing.
right? Those are the things like I have intrigued questions about and stuff. And then I also want to know, am I going to get motion sickness from it?
That's the biggest question I have right now for you is
No.
she gonna get sick?
Am I gonna die? Is it gonna be like Sea of Thieves and I'm not gonna be able to be in it because I can't? Okay, guys, I'm just gonna be on the shore. You guys go and I'll swim out there. I'll see you later. Give me a tiny boat. Give me the little tiny boat. It'll be fine.
Yes, we do have to
Uh,
protect her from the motion sickness. That way she can play more games.
oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. It's just it's bad. It's bad. So state of play came. We're gonna move on so we don't talk about my motion sickness. All right, so Sony state of play came. It went. It had some pretty good stuff that people were really hyped about. And then after the Summer Game Fest came the Day of Devs. They actually kept it rolling from the Summer Games right into it, which I thought was very interesting. And there was a few intriguing games that caught my eye. And Morgan's gonna show you guys by hitting that play button for
Yeah,
us.
here we go.
The Day of Devs show spotlighted 21 different games, with 6 of them being world premiere announcements. But today, I'm going to break down some of the games that stood out above the pack. Get ready to do crimes using only your camera and your crew. In Snap and Grab, explore a puzzle adventure world where any photo you take could be the key to cool crime success. Travel to exotic locations, photograph treasures, and reveal threats. Then combine your photos in unique ways to create a rad heist plan. Snap and Grab, developed by No Goblin, has a planned release sometime in 2026. Have you ever wanted to set out with your friends and discover a wide open world? Well, you're in luck, because the developers of Big Walk have put together this cooperative multiplayer adventure about teamwork and walking. You'll need to work together to find your way around, stay in contact using an assortment of tools and toys, and figure out new ways to communicate when you suddenly find yourself speechless. Big Walk will have you take on challenges, puzzles, and besides adventuring, you'll also have plenty of time to just hang out. Big Walk, from the developers of House House, has a planned release sometime in 2026. It's time to get back into the classroom as we get ready for Escape Academy 2 Back to School. You can play solo or co-op and explore an all-new campus, escape life-threatening puzzle rooms, and unravel a conspiracy as old as the school itself, all before the bell rings. The developers, Coin Crew Games, rebuilt the look of Escape Academy for the sequel, featuring new environments, tons of details, and some snazzy new get-ups for our professors and students. So are you ready to go back to school? Escape Academy 2 Back to School doesn't have a release date yet, but you can wishlist it now on Steam. It's a battle of the food. Take on an evil fast food empire in this spicy narrative turn-based RPG. Two sisters and their upgradable spirit mech cook delicious meals, fight corpos, build up your reputation with local communities, and reconcile with loved ones. You'll be cooking up some delectable dishes as you platform your way through vibrant villages, battle corporate goons, and eat one last meal together before saying goodbye. Doso Divas, from the developers Outer Loop Games, has a planned release sometime in 2026. Get ready to live the double life of a fearless adventurer and a crafty merchant. In Moonlighter 2, The Endless Vault, you'll dive into vibrant dimensions brimming with shiny loot and pesky enemies. Grow your shop, tinker with weapons and gadgets, as well as make your mark among the ragtag community of castaways. Digital Sun developed the game and has a planned release date of sometime in 2025. But if you want to check it out before hitting that wishlist button, there is a demo available now on Steam. But if you want to be a part of a heist, then this next game is one you should check out. Relooted will have you reclaim real African artifacts from Western museums. You'll need to recruit your crew, plan escape routes, acquire the precious cargo, and bounce out of the joint as fast as you can. If you think you can pull off the perfect heist, then you'll want to check out Relooted, which will be releasing soon on Steam. Or maybe a PvPvE multiplayer is more your speed, then you'll want to check out Thick as Thieves. In this multiplayer steal game set in the 1910s, you'll hide, sneak, and steal your way through the ranks as you match your cunning against rival thieves in an immersive living world of stories and shadows. Get ready to jump into the action with Thick of Thieves from the developer Other Side Entertainment. There isn't a release date planned just yet, but you can sign up for their playtest on their social media channels. Time to pick up your camera and go on an adventure in this black and white video game from Something We Made. Toem 2 is the sequel to the acclaimed Toem. In this game, you'll step back into the shoes of a curious photographer and set off on a brand new adventure all about uncovering hidden details, helping friends along the way, and documenting the world's little wonders. Toem 2 has a planned release sometime in 2026. You can catch all our coverage of the Summer Game Fest by subscribing and hitting that notification bell. And we want to know what game or games have you hyped to check out when they release.
All right, everybody, that was your look at the Day of Devs. Man,
All I have to say is Thick as Thieves is really hard to say several times over.
yeah.
Yeah.
Are you wanting me to do it again?
I mean, you did such a great job the first time.
Okay. Thick as thieves, thick as thieves, thick as thieves.
Thick as Steve. Okay.
I mean, hey, if Steve's thick. How's it going, Steve?
Thick as Steve. I guess we're as thick as Steve.
Oh, for the content.
There is some really good games though. I was really
No,
shocked.
for sure.
But you know what, guys? Here's the problem. There were so many games, and I can tell you there is a laundry list that we all made for these, and that it was really hard to pick just a
It was
handful.
so hard to pick. I mean, we have most of them we've picked about 10, usually around 10 games, maybe a little less depending on how long things are running for our show here. But it was really hard to go through and select which ones are the best ones to just showcase. Which means, guys, genuinely, please keep an eye on our socials, as well as especially our YouTube channel, because we are going to be releasing a bunch of spotlights and a bunch of demo reveals that from these fests that happened. So
Yeah.
a lot more
We will try to
content
bring
about this is on the way.
Yes, we'll bring more and more and more content. And on top of that, we'll get to the full recap of everything in a bit. But first, did you guys see anything from Day of Devs that you guys liked? If so, put it in our chat. Let us know. I know we're kind of running through and getting to the next one because there is a lot for us to cover today. So we just want to make sure we have enough time to get through everything.
Yes.
But you know, it was kind of like the last one, but it's not the last one overall because there is still one in July that
Mhm.
I will be bringing you guys content for. for all the
VR.
virtual reality stuff. Right. I almost said Unreal. Unreal reality. That's what I almost said.
I mean, it is pretty unreal.
It is Unreal. So there will be more coming, but PC Gamer had their own gaming fest, and I know Morgan, you showed us at least 10 games from that one.
Yeah, it was actually
which-
10 exactly.
yeah, and I saw her laundry list. There was a lot in that one too.
So all right, guys. Here's the games I picked to show you guys from the PC Gamers PC Gaming Fest. PC Gamer brought us the PC Game Show during the week of the Summer Fest, and from game demos to upcoming video game releases to even just freshly dropped games, PC Gamer made sure we got to see some really interesting titles coming to PC. Sean Plott and Mika Burton hosted this year's show. We also got to see a lot from our hardware experts, Frankie Ward and Jacob Ridley, who were building a desktop computer that viewers could sign up for a chance to win. With that, let's dive into 10 video game titles that really stood out to us. Den of Wolves is a techno-thriller co-op heist first-person shooter where you and your friends operate as criminals for hire in the conflicts between rival corporations in Midway City. So, gather your crew, design the plan, gear up, and execute the heist. Den of Wolves is from the same creators of Payday the Heist, Payday 2, and GTFO. The game's release date is yet to be announced. Forge your legend in a forgotten realm. Far Ever is an online co-op action RPG set in a vast fantasy open world. Alone or with allies, you can explore the wild landscapes and epic dungeons, build your own playstyle, craft powerful equipment, and carve your path through dynamic combat and playful platforming. Far Ever is developed by Shiro Games and is coming soon, though there is no release date as of yet. Berserk or Die, developed by Now Games, is an action beat-em-up game in which players attempt to survive by defeating a number of enemies which appear from the left and right sides of the screen. For my button smashers out there, you get to use a unique keyboard banging control scheme for maximum dopamine. Berserk or Die released the day of the PC Game Show and is available on Steam for $3.99. Are you ready to Batsu? This game is the ultimate robot sports showdown. In Batsu, you can compete online or split screen in a series of ragdoll, physics-based battle sports to prove your mechanical mettle. The developers Peculiar Pixels plans to release Batsu in the third quarter of this year. However, there is a free demo available on Steam if you want to test the game out. Now, this is an action platformer roguelite that is the latest installment in the Prince of Persia series, the Rogue Prince of Persia. Sprint on the walls with a unique 2D movement, flowingly seamlessly into fast-paced acrobatic combat as you tear through an enemy invading your capital city. The Rogue Prince of Persia is currently in early access and will be coming to its full release later this year. Next up, we have Dispatch. This is a superhero workplace comedy where your choices matter. You'll manage a dysfunctional team of misfit heroes and strategize who to send to emergencies around the city, all while balancing office politics, personal relationships, and your very own quest to become a hero. Dispatch plans to release sometime in 2025, but it did just release its demo alongside the PC Game Show. This is Mandrake. You are the last of a sorceress line of gardeners known as mandrakes. At long last, you've returned to your family's abandoned home. You make friends, tend to your gardens, and put down roots. Fish, gather, and delve into the wilds. Make a place for yourself and uncover the mysteries your family left behind. Mandrake is made by Fail Better Games, and its release date is yet to be announced. Atmosfar got its world announcement during the PC Game Show. It is a sky-high odyssey set on an alien planet of floating islands explored by flying crafts and a mobile airbase as you uncover the fate of your collapsed colony, either solo or with friends. Atmosfar, developed by APOG Labs, is planned to release sometime in 2026. Have you been wanting a cozy farming sim that meets cozy horror? Well, you should check out Grave Seasons. This is a narrative farming sim with a twist. Someone in town is a supernatural serial killer. You'll farm, romance, and investigate your way through the unsettling town of Ashen Ridge. Grave Seasons is coming soon, but does not have a specific release date as of yet. This is Stario Haven Tower. Plan and stack each layer into a self-sustaining ecosystem, establish vertical trade routes, defend tower citizens against skyborne calamities. From humble shelters to color-piercing marvels, witness the revival of an ancient anti-gravity civilization. Stario Haven Tower by Stargate Games is planning to come to early access sometime in the third quarter of 2025. However, there is a demo available on Steam so you can try it out right away. From action-packed to fantasy adventure to cozy horror, the PC Game Show presented by PC Gamer unveiled some pretty unique games. We want to know which games piqued your interest. Let us know in the comments below. Also, make sure to head over to our YouTube channel to see all of our Summer Games Fest coverage. All right, everybody, that was your look at the PC Gamer PC Gaming Show. And I want to know what games stood out to you. Let us know in our chat on either Twitch or YouTube. We want to know your thoughts. Honestly, all of the ones I put in there are ones I'm excited for. But if I had to choose a few, I'm really, really interested, surprisingly, in Grave Seasons, because I usually struggle with the art style of Grave, of 8-bit style. It usually pulls me out a little too much, but I think the story and like the cozy horror kind of vibe that it has me interested. If horror can be cozy. I'm really, really
Cozy
intrigued.
horror.
I'm also really intrigued by Atmosphar, which I think is one of the ones you're interested in as well, KP. Mandrake looks really cool. So does Forever. Those are obviously very, very stereotypical Morgan vibe games. So, but what one stood out to you, KP?
Stario looked really good.
Yeah,
I
that
like
one's
that
really
whole
interesting.
concept of building, but building up, but then also building out, and it just had like a very fascinating like feel to it, a little bit different
Yeah, it
than
was like an
some of the
interesting
ones.
like civilization builder kind of game because
Yeah,
you have to worry about
yeah.
taking care of your citizens of the tower and like
Mm-hmm.
also facing off against like natural calamities, so like crazy storms, stuff like that, and repairing and
Yeah,
building. It's one of those games where it's like this isn't my typical game, but I'm intrigued.
yeah,
And I
yeah,
think I
yeah.
think that's one of the ones that has a demo out right now. So
It does. Yes, there is a
perfect.
demo out for it. I did add it to my entire con list of things I need to go through.
For
You
once,
need
I
me. I'm
did
gonna
not
be a
go through
gem.
all the Steam Next Fest. I did not go through all pages of the Steam Next Fest for once.
I don't know who you are. No, I'm just
I
kidding.
know. What's wrong with me? I've done it for all the other ones.
Right? Well, to be fair, we were really, really busy.
We were
But
slammed editing all this stuff.
we were really slammed. But you guys, like we told you before, this is not everything that we covered. We still are going to be posting our Xbox Showcase highlights that we have from that from last week. So hopefully you guys tune in for
Yeah,
that or check that out.
thank you to everybody who joined us for the watch party. That was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. We want to do more of those when they happen. But yes, we'll have all that up on our YouTube site as well. Morgan has a Unreal State of Unreal on the Epic launcher
Yeah,
itself.
the
So
whole Epic Game Store is getting a massive update. That's really good news. There's some stuff that's good for us, just the normal average consumer, but then there's a lot of good news out there for people who are video game creators and who are potentially wanting to sell through the Epic Game Store. So there'll be a whole information about that. Um yes, more free games, Latin, more free games. And then we also will have KP did our future, what was it? Was it the Future Games Fest? Was
yes,
that what it was called?
the Future Game Show is already up. The recap is in
Yes.
there. So if you guys haven't checked that out, have fun with that one. That one was an interesting one. That one had Laura Bailey and Matt Mercer as hosts. A lot of great games shown in there as well, and some of them do have demos. So
Yes, yes. And then also everybody, there was another part of the Summer Games Fest that happened, which we have talked about and covered before, which is the woman-led games. They're a group of women who highlight indie games made by female developers. So we did not make a video about that because there's a lot of games that we're going to be creating from them for spotlights and reviews. So again, head over to our YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. We're on our path and trying to reach our goal of 200 subscribers over there right now. And yeah, you'll be able to get that notification when we post a new video. Join our Discord because when we post videos, you'll also get a notification in our Discord channel. And there will be a lot of spotlights and reviews coming not only from the woman-led game show that happened, but also all of the other ones that we either have already covered on the show today or the few that are still over on YouTube for you to go and enjoy.
yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot coming down the pipeline on top of the fact that next month is the Uploader VR showcase. So we will have news on all of the VR stuff that's coming out too. So it's going to be, like we said, it's going to be crazy busy summer, but I'm here for it. Morgan's
Me
here
too.
for it. And we are excited to bring you guys content. All
All
right.
the
But with that
content.
said, we have a little bit of some tech news to bring you guys. And this is going to be coming off of the Summer Game Fest.
Yeah. Oh man, oh man. Well, yeah, so you said there was a couple stories, right? Couple stories?
Yep. So let's start off with the first one, which is Mind's Eye. And you could say it's giving a bit of a Cyberpunk 2077 feel, as the developers had quite the rough start to the game launch. So much so that the developer Build a Rocket Boy canceled sponsored streamers last minute, and some players even secured refunds. The developers say it is heartbroken over the game's difficulties. So, what is actually wrong with this game? Well, the users have complained about performance issues, bugs and glitches, broken AI, and some game crashes. And in this one, you can actually see that there are some issues in this video game from Nick Tech on Twitter. As he's moving, people just seem to, fly in the middle of the air. It's fine. I mean, that's what they normally
It's
do, right?
fine. It's fine.
Fine. That's totally what's up, right? No, that's not good. So hopefully we can get some help, right? So you might remember when this all happened to Cyberpunk 2077, that the game was actually pulled from sale on the PlayStation Store. Well, there's no indication at this time if that will be the same fate for Mind's Eye, but the Build a Rocket Boy team did respond on Reddit regarding these issues with the game, and this was their response. They said, "We understand that the current minimum spec requirements are very high, but our engineering team are working around the clock to improve performance on mainstream hardware as well as consoles by integrating the performance improvements in Unreal Engine version 5.6." And then they also stated that there will be an update which will include these improvements. So we want to know, do you think this game has the potential to get better and regain their player base, or is it too late? Or is it just too late for them? Let us know, guys.
Yeah, let us know. Let us know.
Bug's Eye.
Bug's Eye. That's funny. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Uh, no, they haven't pulled the game yet. You're right, and they are offering refunds. Yes, I did mention that.
That is true.
I think this is just another form of, I want to get this game out. Let's get it out. Let's not actually take the time to sit here and think about this.
Mm-hmm.
And it bit them on the butt because they didn't think of minor things that were going to go wrong. And they needed to make probably a deadline so that they can make their budget so that they don't actually go below budget and go bankrupt. And this is the problem. Take the time to actually look at your game. There will always be bugs. We know this, but this is insane. People
wild.
floating, cars literally stopping and starting because they can't smoothly connect from a one point to another point as they're turning around. Like, problem. Big problems. So, and I feel bad. I feel bad for the streamers because you know what
I want to know too, in part, like, were these bugs evident before launch, or is it only happening because of the player load? And like the servers can't handle all of the computing of everything.
I don't know.
It's
Yeah, there was
concerning.
nothing saying like where these bugs came from, how it all went down.
Right.
But I was gonna say I do feel bad for this for the streamers out
Oh
there
God,
because
yeah. Absolutely.
they to have somebody sit there and say that their manager called them up literally last minute and tell them that they're pulling their sponsorship is a big deal. And
Massive.
don't get me wrong, I would love for us to be sponsored. If anybody wants to sponsor us, let us know.
I mean, some
um,
streamers, that's how they get a lot of their revenue and how they are able to afford their homes and things like that, like sponsorships for people like ourselves and other and video game streamers or whatever streamer there is. Sponsorships are a very big deal to the streaming business. So
that's
for
right.
them to be like, we are pulling your sponsorship because of
Mhm.
the developer's failure of their own game is could be honestly like massively impactful, like in negatively impacting the streamers that were originally partnered with them.
Yeah. And I saw recently too, and I didn't put it in here, but I did see recently that the latest thing is that it is the worst rated game right now. That's a problem. That's a real big problem. And I remember like 2077 took a tank. You know, Cyberpunk took a big hit when it first came out because there were so many issues with it. But like there I feel like yeah, I get that you're working on a patch, but when is this patch going to go live? You know, when are you putting this out? Because if it's going to take a while, people are not happy. They want it fixed like yesterday, you know,
Yeah,
like, and those are the potential issues that you have when you push a game too quickly. So it's just
absolutely.
sad news.
Absolutely. Well, that's not
But,
the only game news we have.
no.
You know, we've been talking about games raising to $80, guys. Well, we have an update on that. So it looks like we have our first $80 game officially. And it was one that was actually shown at the Xbox Games Showcase. So the Outer
You're
World,
so excited
I'm
talking about
so
this.
excited. The Outer Worlds 2 is kickstarting Xbox's $80 releases. This is surprising news, too, considering it is generally smaller scope and very much has niche vibes compared to other games. A few months ago, Xbox announced it was going to raise its prices on pretty much everything it releases, from consoles and hardware to games and accessories. But if you don't want to pay the $80 for Outer Worlds, there is one silver lining. You can actually play the game without the heavy price tag if you pay for the Game Pass. So you could always get Xbox Game Pass if that's something you're interested in and get it included through that. But the question we have for you now, just hearing this, is what do you think? What do you think was like? Sorry, was it smart for Xbox to start with the Outer Worlds 2 as their $80 price point, or should it have been pushed to a different game to help kickstart this new pricing? So please let us know your thoughts. We'd love to hear your opinions on this. I have my thoughts, and personally, I think this was a bad choice. I don't think there is enough interest in following an Outer Worlds 2. My first thought when Outer Worlds 2 was announced is why? Why are we getting a second one? I'm surprised we're getting a second of this franchise. And yeah, I'm very, I don't know, I'm concerned. I also don't think games should be raised to this price point, but I digress. It's an argument we've
Yeah,
had on
I don't
here.
think this
Not an argument, but a discussion we've had on here before. So,
I don't think this was their right move. I don't think like I get it. Nintendo is doing their $80 games. I get it. You know, let them if it was me and I was running this, I would have been like, okay, let's think about dynamic pricing here. We
mhm.
have competitors who are literally saying that they want their games to be $80. What is our bottom line? How much money can we make if we make the game less expensive, under $80? Can we still either meet our line, our budget line that we want to meet, right? Or can we outpace it, you know? Like there are so many things to think about, but why are we starting with Outer Worlds 2? If we're going to make it $80, why is it Outer Worlds 2? Why isn't something like Halo or like I wouldn't even mind so much if it was Gears of War because that is theirs,
I'm just afraid that this means like come next year when we get Fable 4, it's going to be like $90.
Well, not on Game Pass, but
Well, sure.
I'm just saying, Game Pass is great, okay, guys? If you have not done it, do it because this is your way around the $80, $90 price tag. and I'm okay with that because I would rather be paying my like
I think it's 12.
$10, $15.
Yeah, I think it's like 10 or $12 a month.
Well, it depends on which one you have, but
That's fair.
I pay the ultimate, so it's like $15 or something like that. But I would rather be paying them $15 a month, even if I'm not using it. I know that that will still add up to $80 in the end, you
Even if
know?
you play one or two, like if you play one game a month, it
Mhm.
pays for itself. If you look at it that way, if you want to girl math it,
Right. If you want to girl math it, it's fine. But when they release the ally, that's gonna help counter that whole like, oh, I guess I pay this money for this, and I guess, oh look, I got all these games. I'm cool. I'm
Yeah.
golden. Everything's great, you know? So like, I don't know. I just feel like this was a bad choice because the fan base for Outer Worlds 2 is not as hyped as you think it is. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are Outer Worlds fans, you know, and I get that. That is cool, but it is not like it's not like Fallout. Like
No, I
Fallout
think
is like boom, you know, Destiny is like boom, you know, and then
yeah.
you have like other games like Diablo is like, oh my God. Halo is like, oh my God. You know, like you have those fan bases, but I've never seen people be like, oh my God, Outer Worlds. You know, like it's
Yeah.
that kind of stuff that just makes me giggle inside because I'm like, No.
I don't know. I personally played Outer Worlds and I didn't complete it because I just struggled with it. I think it was a little too small, if you will. I
Yeah.
and also I wanted people with me. I wanted to have, even if it was just one, only it was a two-player, like multiplayer
Mhm.
situation. Like I would have rather, and I know I say this all the time. I prefer multiplayer games. I love single-player games and the stories we get from them.
Mhm.
Of course, Latin, of course. Uh, but it's just one of those things where it's like I felt like I was really confined within the world of Outer Worlds. For it being a title that's supposed to sound big, it feels not big. Like and I don't know how to like describe it in a way where it makes sense. I just know how I felt about it. I do think some of the
Mhm.
changes and updates are coming to Outer Worlds 2 is going to be beneficial to the game. Um, but I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see how it does.
Yeah. I'm curious what they're gonna do with this $80 price tag. I did look it up. It is $80, so
Yeah.
that is confirmed. And I did look up like what some of the other stuff is for it. It's like depending on which one you buy will determine what price tag you're going to pay for.
Mhm.
I'm actually looking it up right now again so I can tell you guys. So like the standard pack pre-order edition is going to be your $80 and then your premium edition is going to be your $100. So we're doing like a $20 jump between the two, which
Yeah.
seems kind of stupid.
We'll see what happens. I mean, the thing is that the problem is that there's going to be people who pay it, who can't afford to pay it, and there's going to be enough people who do it, who's going to keep the trend of video games getting more expensive to continue to grow. It's like if all of us just stopped buying video games, it might that may not always stay and be the case. Because as long as
Well,
they're
well,
making
well, 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 well. But
as
if we
they're
all just
making money
stopped buying
though,
AAA and moved over to just indie, we might be okay.
I'm saying is though, as long as people keep buying these games that are getting put to these price tags,
Mhm.
they're gonna just keep raising the prices because people are gonna, no matter what, they're just gonna pay for them.
Yeah.
So it's kind
But
of
I mean,
that's kind of
also,
just sadly the situation that of how the market works.
right. But I also think that developer CEOs have to be really careful when they talk about this stuff.
Yeah,
Randy.
I was about to say,
Randy.
well, let's look over at Randy real quick for Borderlands 4.
Well, I think he shot himself in the foot, and so now he has to go back and talk to 2K about it and be like, "Oh my gosh, I made an oopsie." Um,
Yep. The real
and so now
fans
we're
will
gonna have
make
to
it
rethink.
happen.
That's right.
The real fans might still not be able to afford it, my dude.
I think some oopsies happened, and so now we got to do some backpedaling. Because this is why we haven't seen anything yet. We keep seeing like maybe something, and then all of a sudden they get rid of it real fast. It's kind of like the not the side jump, but I'm going to side jump a little bit about Borderlands 4 because that is a game that is having some like we don't know, it's a mystery kind of thing, right? I sent Morgan a Reddit post about a pre-order,
Oh
and if
yeah.
you yeah, so this pre it showed what the one pre-order pack would be, right? And so um but here's the thing. They were like pre-order now, and then if you go to the actual TikTok, they put up 6 videos on their TikTok and they pulled them all. And the biggest issue is somebody in the PR team made an oopsie. And so there's a lot of like we've got fires to put out right now. People are making problems left and right. There's a lot happening, and I'm just like, I just want to know when this game is dropped. Like, when am I going to get my game so I can start saving my money and being able to buy it? Now, I will tell you that on June 21st, I want to say it is. I know it is not. It was definitely the week after next the Steam the Summer Game Fest, right? They will be having their fest again, and people will be playing it and probably streaming it. I will not be watching anybody streaming it. That is one thing I don't want to do. I do not want to be tainted.
No
Um,
spoilers.
no spoilers and no tainting. So I am excited though for when it does
Hey,
drop, and
Randy.
hopefully
Randy,
we'll know
you
more
you
about.
should give her a code.
Yeah, yeah, Randy, give me a code. Hi, I'm one of your like I don't know. I just got like all this shit from you, you know. Uh, As you can tell, I love your stuff, man. Like so much so I got butt stallion on my back. So help a girl out. Hook a sister up.
Nah.
Yeah,
If you're a real fan, you can pay the $80.
if you're a real fan, you'll be able to afford it and not pay for something else like food. Got it. But yeah, so hopefully we'll learn more about what maybe like when pre-orders are opening up, how much the game will cost. If it's not going to be during the fest, it will hopefully be a little bit after
Sure.
because let's just face it, they only have so many months left before they have to launch. And they're not
True.
moving the launch date again because they've already told us the 12th and they're not going to move it back. So we will keep you guys
They
informed on that.
stated they will not move it again. So
Right.
that's why, like, if they do, she.
And Latin goes, I approve. Give Kitty a code. I mean, she deserves it.
I love it. All right, everybody. If you didn't know, the Steam Next Fest is going on right now, and it does end soon. But we're going to go on a short break, and when we come back, we are going to show you guys some of the indie games that are standing out. We did pick, I think it was 3 games each. So yeah, we're excited to highlight 6 games in totals for you guys from the Steam Next Fest when we return. So we'll be back here in just a short little bit. All right, everybody. Steam Next Fest is underway, and it's a great fest where indie developers can show off their latest creations and let us gamers try out their demos. So, while KP and I have been busy with all the Summer Game Fest news, we're going to actually show you some of the Steam Next Fest games that really stood out to us. So, the first game, and let me be able to show it to you. Click. There we go. So, the first game I picked from the Steam Next Fest is Mio Memories in Orbit. You play Mio, a nimble robot with extraordinary abilities who woke up in a vessel that's drifting aimlessly in space. You will face rogue machines and unlock new abilities to uncover the dormant secrets of his fallen spaceship. Mio Memories in Orbit is expected to release sometime in 2025 and does currently have a playable demo.
It's super cute looking.
This one looks so cute. I really like the art style.
Yeah.
It looks really like artsy and cute, and I'm here for it. It's also
Are you gonna try it?
sci-fi. Probably. I'll add it to my long list of demos.
Yeah, just that list that never stops growing.
And it goes on and on and on. Anyway, next, what do I have for you? I have Strange Antiquities. This game is
No, this
made
one
by
you're super excited about.
I'm so excited for this one because it is made by Bad Viking, which is the same creators as the game Strange Horticulture, which I have played and I really love Strange Horticulture. So in this game, you'll become the custodian of a store dealing in occult antiquities. You'll explore the quaint and gloomy town of Undermire, sorry, that is also the same town that you are in Strange Horticulture. So this place, though, is where strange going-ons and dark mysteries are abound. You will find and identify arcane artifacts, use your collection to aid the townsfolk with their unusual problems, and give your pet cat some love. So, Strange Antiquities release date is yet to be announced, but there is a playable demo. You can already see in the screen capture that it is added to my demo, or the demo has been added to my library, and I will be having a review out for this very soon.
You can already see I'm on top of it, and I'm on top of it, and I'm
It
on
is
top of
happening.
it.
It is happening. You're getting a review of this soon.
It is really cute looking though. I like the fact that this is a in the same realm, in the
Yes,
same universe of
absolutely.
the other one. Because they could have been like, no, we're not going to keep it in the same area. They could have done like a completely different area, and I like that they didn't. I like that they kept them kind of very similar, so that if you play
Mhm.
the one, you kind of like, oh, cool, I'm in a different shop in a different area of
Yeah.
another, space, and maybe it'll add another space later,
Yeah. What's cool
down
about
the
it
road.
too is so its predecessor, Strange Horticulture, right?
Mhm.
You very much are running a like herbology shop. Like you're basically think of like your herb and um elixir type of people, like your florist in a way. You're kind of all of that mixed into one.
Right.
And you will have there's mysteries and creepy occult stuff that's happening there, and now you get to see it even further. And I wonder if there's
Mhm.
any occult items that tie into for in Strange Antiquities from the first one. And that's something we're gonna have to have to play and find out. The cat situation where you
Yeah.
have a cat that you can pet and love on is also the same. You have a different cat because you're a different person, but you all have cats. They have a cat in now both games that you get to pet and love on. So,
It's like actually no, you're the same person. You just kept different cats.
no. So yeah, I'm excited to see what this is like, and I will have a review for you guys soon. All right, but the third and last pick that I chose for from the Steam Next Fest this time around is none other than Morbid Metal. So it is a hack and slash action roguelite where you can shapeshift into unique characters and slaughter enemies with powerful combos. So this was actually also showcased during the PC gaming show. But and it was interesting because we got to actually get we had the devs talk to us during the showcase because they explained to you that you actually switch characters in real time to unleash your power and fight your way through hordes of undeadly machines and intense bosses. So you have actually three different loadouts, if you will, that you can automatically change into. They have all three different art designs, they have different abilities, and you can work on powering up your three different character styles and switch between them seamlessly in the midst of combat and adventuring in the game Morbid Metal. But anyway, Morbid Metal has a planned release date of August 20th, 2025. So yeah, it's pretty sick looking.
Yeah, I like this one. I've been
This one,
lately into the roguelites though,
yeah.
so
This one has
you tell me
also
I
been
could beat
added.
people up.
This one's also been added to my Steam library, as you can see on screen.
What?
Yeah. But anyway, those are my
No.
those are my 3 picks. KP, what games did you want to show us?
Sure. Let's start with my first one. So my first pick is from for Steam Next Fest is Bitcraft Online.
I like this one. This one
You'll
looks
be
good.
able to join. Yeah, you'll be able to join thousands of players in a true single world MMORPG. You'll carve out a cozy nook, master a player driven economy, or band together to transform the ancient wilderness into thriving cities. It's from from humble beginnings to legend. Your choices matter because in Bitcraft, your actions shape your world. The game has a planned release date of June 20 this year. But you can play the demo for it. I have it downloaded, so I just have to jump into it. I'm really excited for it. I haven't had a chance to. I jumped into other ones from people that needed like that kind of reached out to us.
Mhm.
So those are going to be coming first, but this will be done as well.
Absolutely. I'm excited for this one. I definitely want to dive into it with you because I believe the demo we already, because it is an MMO RPG, we already have like the online capabilities. So this is one I'm really interested in. It is very much up my alley as well because I love myself some fantasy cozy like online role playing games. Like I eat them up. So yeah, I'll
Nom,
dive.
nom,
Yeah,
nom.
yeah, yeah. I'll dive into that one with you, and we can see what it's like with friends.
All right. That'll be fun. So, this next game will be a quacking good time in this single player top down shooter where you gather supplies in Duck Off to build your hideout and enhance your combat skills. Be cautious of enemies. If defeated, you'll lose your gear. But with solid infrastructure, you'll make a quick comeback. So there is a planned release for sometime this year, but this one looks so cute because I don't know why I just thought the ducks were just hilarious. So I added this one to my wish list as well, and I'm hopefully gonna jump into it. It is single player, unfortunately, but
Darn.
it is really funny though because
I
it
just
reminds me of
want to.
Escape from Tarkov.
Yeah, yeah. I just want us to walk around and have random quacking sounds like the little duck from Repo.
Yeah.
Just quack.
Quack. Quack.
This one's cute. But you know what's even more cute in my opinion is your next game because when I first saw this next game on the Next Fest on the Next Fest page, I was like, "Oh my gosh, KP is going to love this one." And sure enough, I go and check our run of show and I was like, "Of course, I already knew. She chose this game."
All right. This last one, as Morgan said, is a super cute one. So check out this RPG action rogue game. You'll face the challenges of the tower as you enroll into the Alchemy Academy in this action-packed third-person roguelite. Brew potions to boost yourself in the heat of battle and use multiple weapons to defeat dangerous foes and pass your exams. I was like, okay, cool.
I
The
saw
game has a planned release sometime in the fall this year. So when I
No, go
saw
ahead, go
this,
ahead.
I went, oh my God, it's Strixhaven.
Oh my goodness, I could see that. When I first saw this and I saw the cute little just outfitted out mouse and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this screams KP." I already know it. And I see, oh, yep, she already added it to her wish list. I pulled up the run of show so I could make sure I wasn't picking the same games you did because we always want to make sure we give you guys a variety. And sure enough, there it was already under your picks and I was like, "Yep, no surprise."
I just literally thought, "Oh my God, this is my D&D campaign coming to life."
That's cute. That's cute.
I'm excited to jump into it. So these are, we want to remind you guys that this is remind you that the Steam Next Fest ends tomorrow.
It
So,
does.
but it doesn't mean all the demos will disappear. Some developers keep their demos available throughout the year,
Honestly, the
and sometimes
majority of
even
them do
longer.
now.
Yeah, yeah. There's only a handful that will take them down if the game is releasing soon and the demo is outdated due to updates that they made to the game,
Yeah.
stuff like that. So if you have added it to your or to your
Library.
library, thank you.
Thank you.
Don't just be discouraged. It could still be there. So definitely, make sure you add as many as you can because you can always check to make sure that you can go back to them. I have run into a few where I'm like, I wanted to play that and it's gone, and then I have
Yeah.
to delete it.
It's comparatively to the ones that I do, I feel like it's like 1 in every 10 that
Yeah.
actually happens to. So you guys can definitely go and enjoy these demos.
Yes. So we will be busy.
Of
Yay!
course.
More
Always.
homework. But we'll be busy going through a whole bunch of demos, spotlighting some games if the demos are not there anymore, but the game is coming out later. So we will be bringing you guys those. So make sure you tune into our YouTube. I know that we've been saying this a lot throughout the show, but we just want to keep honing in on the fact of like we can't put our content on Twitch and leave it, or we would.
We
So we
also
have to
are
use a different
just we're in a phase where we're ramping up and making more and more content every day. Like we're at the point where guys we're basically, if not actually are every week posting a video every day. So not every bit of content that you see on our YouTube channel is going to make it into our live shows here on Twitch. So YouTube is the best way to be able to see every single piece of content that we put out because we're reviewing games. We're showing you indie games that maybe you haven't found before. And then with that being said, also reporting on a bunch of news. And if there's big news that comes out before we get to our show, because it's early in the week, we've been starting to make video packages where you can be up to date immediately on the latest gaming news.
Yeah.
And also, if you
And with that said,
if you miss a show, you
right.
can go take a look at it. But
But with that said, though, if you are a developer or you know somebody who's a developer or you are a gamer or a streamer
we want to work with
and
you.
you want to work with us, reach out to us. Reach out to us on our Discords, our social media. Reach out to us on Twitch if you want to, or even YouTube, and we will be in contact with you.
Yes,
'Cause, yeah, we
absolutely.
want to start working more and more with people. So let's
Yeah, yeah.
go.
But for now, everybody, for our next show, just so you know what we're going to be getting into, we're going to actually take a closer look at the Steam Fishing Fest.
Oh no, no,
So,
she said that right. Fishing.
yeah, grab your rods and get ready to cast because we're talking fishing, guys.
Grab your rods.
I said it. It lives in the universe now. Anyway, we're while she continues to die, because of grab your rods, y'all. Yep, I said that. Anyway, yay. Anyway, we'll also bring you the latest news happening in the tech and video game industry. So once again, keep an eye out for our uploads because we're going to bring you the latest and most up-to-date information that we always find. But we do want to remind you. I was never mind.
Sorry, I looked at chat. I should not have looked at chat. Should
Oh
not
my
have looked
goodness.
at chat. I should not have looked at chat.
Come on. What? And you're messing her up. No, everybody, we do want to remind you that our Father's Day sale is still underway on our store. So if you haven't gotten your dad, your significant other, or maybe even just treating yourself, you can get 25% off your order right now. So make sure to check it all out. The sale does end tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern time. So go get your stuff while the savings is good. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know why my voice changed like that. Sorry.
Not
Anyway.
either. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. But before we go, y'all, don't forget to check us out across all of our social medias. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky, Threads, and LinkedIn. And guys, we have a bunch of vertical videos, some social videos we're working on. So we're also over on TikTok. We have a couple out there now, but we're going to be uploading a lot more if you want to follow us over on the TikTok as well.
All right. And with all that said, make sure that if you guys are loving what we're doing, show
Grab
your
your
love to us.
rods. Sorry.
Why?
Because I really wanted to kill you again.
No, don't grab your rod. like our content, grab your rods. What?
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Don't worry, guys. This is gonna be on Twitter, or this is gonna be on TikTok. This is gonna be definitely clipped.
Can't with you. I can't. I can't with you.
Hey, she says she can't with me, but at least I make her laugh.
All right, guys, but if you do love our content, make sure you show us some love by hitting that heart on Twitch. Or if you're over on YouTube, make sure you do hit the subscribe button and the what?
Ding dong that bell.
Thank you. Before you grab your rods, according to Morgan.
Yes, please.
So that you do know when we are posting new stuff on our YouTube channel. We are
Yay!
on a trajectory of growing, and we cannot wait to continue to grow and grow the community, because without you guys, we would be just sitting in our homes talking to each other, and it would be super exciting.
Sitting at home, grabbing our rods.
Well, Morgan would be grabbing her rod.
I genuinely have a fishing pole in my garage, so I could go fishing, guys.
That's not what they're doing. Just want to say that.
Oh my
No, but please, guys, help us out. Help us grow. We want to grow with you guys, and we want to learn and make even more content for you that you guys are finding exciting. And yeah, there's
If you-
so much going on,
Yeah.
and we're really excited. And Morgan's gonna go grab her rod after the show.
my
So
God.
until next time, keep processing, everyone.
Bye, everyone.